I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Aubrey O'Day is once again shedding light on the DR situation, returning with evidence to reveal how Diddy manipulated her and other members of their group. Aubrey has been speaking out for a while, but this time fellow group member Dawn Richard is standing by her side, determined not to stay silent until the world knows the truth about what they endured. Dawn has taken it further by filing a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of emotional, physical, and financial abuse, including withholding food, sleep, and proper payment. She even claimed that she witnessed Diddy physically assaulting both Kim Porter and Cassie, and when she attempted to intervene, he threatened her life. Now, let's dive into this because there's a lot to unpack. For those unfamiliar, Aubrey and Dawn were part of the successful girl group Danity Kane, which was signed to Diddy Kane. The group, originally consisting of 5 members Andrea D. Woods, Shannon Beck's Dawn, and Aubrey, was discovered through MTV's Making the Band. Initially, the group was thrilled to have secured a record deal, believing it to be a promising opportunity. However, it didn't take long for them to realize they had entered into a deeply toxic situation. Despite the mistreatment, Aubrey was the first to speak up, something Diddy reportedly did not appreciate.
I'm done with all of that.
No. Like, what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown out. Whether my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real. Like, maybe you just don't get.
Aubrey has revealed that Diddy would often pit the girls against each other to create division, giving him more control.
During a time in music where there were gatekeepers, there were people that owned labels like Puff running things, and the way that the divisions and the divisiveness occurred and the things that we experienced between each other and us against the system are fucking insane.
She recounted how he would body shame them, making cruel comments whenever their appearance changed, treating them as if they were his personal property. Aubrey was the only one with the courage to consistently stand up to him, and for that, she faced significant backlash.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore, like what happened? You don't have anything, like you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that took away all your rights. So
she also stated that Diddy pressured the girls into engaging in inappropriate activities and would verbally and psychologically abuse them when they refused. In fact, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, once claimed he overheard Diddy discussing how he intended to exploit the women for his own gain.
And I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm a off and picked them up and pimped them out to my, he said, I'm gonna them out. I'm gonna get them all on, and I'm gonna pimp their out to my, I was like, there's somebody kids, and walked out. And it's somebody that heard me. It's somebody that heard me. I mean, well, it's not only somebody that heard me, it's somebody that I know who was in the studio at the time that happened, and I still talk to him today. And we were just talking about that the other day. He done moved back to Indiana. I don't know why. I'm gonna give you that one. He said he was gonna them all out and pimp them out.
Adding to the controversy, Diddy attempted to silence the group just before Cassie's lawsuit surfaced by pressuring them to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, in exchange for the publishing rights to their music, which he had controlled for years. Aubrey, however, urged the group not to sign, sensing that something significant was about to unfold. It turns out Diddy had approached not just Danity Kane, but many other artists from Bad Boy, with a similar offer, NDAs in exchange for their music rights, likely in an attempt to prevent more people from coming forward with allegations. Aubrey realized this sudden push for NDAs was connected to Cassie's impending lawsuit and warned the others to hold off, which they did.
I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music or EMI or Sony ever in public.
So that you just got recently for this thing?
I got it a few months ago when he started doing this.
In the news now?
So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when you know that you have to stream a song 1,000,000 times to make a cent.
Yeah.
Okay, it's hundreds of dollars. And me as somebody that's a girl's girl, I hit everyone in my group and said, absolutely do not take this deal. I can get us a show on Hulu right now and talking about boy bands and girl bands.
Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, confirmed that Danity Kane was actually the only group that refused to sign the NDA that Diddy tried to enforce. Thanks to Aubrey O'Day's sharp instincts, the girls held off and didn't sign, unlike everyone else.
But did Diddy make his artists sign NDAs and people that work for him?
Well, a lot of these rappers, a lot of these industry people, anybody who does business nowadays with the internet, they have NDAs, non-disclosure. That means that if you work for them, you around them, you can't disclose any of the information about them. It's the same thing that he gave to all his artists when he gave them their publishing back. I'm gonna give y'all publishing, but y'all can't talk about Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, Bad Boy, or anything that happened. Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too.
Remember when Diddy posted that insincere apology video after footage leaked of him physically attacking Cassie in a hotel? Aubrey was quick to call him out, criticizing his apology as disingenuous. She pointed out that Diddy didn't truly apologize to Cassie, but to the public for witnessing his actions. She referenced a previous statement where he denied the allegations and called Cassie a liar, stating he was disgusted with himself both now and then, but not disgusted enough to avoid publishing a statement denying everything. Aubrey didn't hold back, telling Diddy to leave God and mercy out of it, as they had no place in his narrative. For a long time, Aubrey was the only Danity Kane member brave enough to speak out against Diddy. However, that changed when Don Richard, another member of the group, filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault, starvation, verbal abuse, intimidation, and millions in unpaid wages. Don also claimed to have witnessed Diddy physically mistreat Cassie on multiple occasions, as well as engage in illegal activities with underage girls alongside his associates. Dawn supported Aubrey's earlier accusations of mistreatment, recounting how Diddy body shamed and verbally abused them during their time at Bad Boy. She shared her personal experience, revealing that Diddy would call her derogatory names like fat, ugly bee while they were filming the show. She also described grueling 48-hour rehearsals without food or rest, which caused her to lose significant weight and develop health issues, including anemia and joint pain. Dawn revealed that Diddy would enter her dressing room unannounced and touch her around her chest, instructing her on how her clothing should fit. He would often ask her to strip down to her underwear and even conducted meetings in his own underwear. When she rejected his advances, he would retaliate by excluding her from songs and performances. Dawn also recounted a disturbing incident at Diddy's home, where he berated Cassie for not cooking his eggs properly, throwing the pan at her and dragging her upstairs. Diddy later tried to downplay the incident, sending Dawn flowers and insisting it was just a lover's quarrel, warning her to stay silent or face consequences. There was another time when Diddy's bodyguard had to intervene to stop him from physically assaulting Dawn after they arrived late to a performance at Saturday Night Live. Dawn was so terrified she called her father, who wanted to report Diddy to the police. However, Diddy manipulated the situation by telling her father to think about their family and Dawn's career, pressuring the man's silence. After the performance, Diddy reportedly told Dawn, "You don't call your dad unless you're in the hospital." On top of all this abuse, Dawn wasn't being properly paid for her work. She claims she is owed $1.2 million in unpaid wages and royalties, over $350,000 for U.S. tour performances, and at least $1.5 million for promoting Ciroc, a vodka brand Diddy partnered with in 2007. She also alleges she wasn't paid for her involvement in the planned reboot of Making the Band in 2020, where she was set to appear as a judge. The show was put on hold due to the coronavirus pandemic. In her lawsuit, Dawn is simply asking for a jury trial, compensation for lost wages, royalties, publishing, and tour earnings, as well as damages for emotional distress, civil penalties, punitive damages, and attorney fees. It's a lot, and it's messy. As for Aubrey, she's not letting up on Diddy either. After his recent arrest, she had plenty to say. She tweeted, "The purpose of justice is to bring closure and give us the chance to begin a new chapter. Women rarely get that opportunity. I feel validated today. This is a victory for women everywhere, not just for me. Things are finally changing." Of course, people had a lot of reactions. One person tweeted, "I don't care what anyone says. I love Aubrey. Her story has never changed, she's been consistent from the start. Justice has been served," another said. "Aubrey has been consistent from day one. Her story never wavered, and if she added details, it always made sense. People who thought she was lying need to admit she was telling the truth." Someone else commented, "I read that indictment, and wow, Diddy is done, he's cooked." Now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Aubrey and Dawn exposing Diddy? Do you believe Diddy was trying to silence them with those NDAs? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out this other very messy video.